Welcome back to Crucial Conversations. I'm your host, KD, and I'm here with my co-host.
Motor Mouth, how y'all doing there today?
And we're discussing some interesting things that's happening in the news this week. We're going to wrap up the heart attack grill. If you guys are in Vegas, and I guess you have to be feeling real adventuresome and make sure you got some good medical insurance. But I thought that was interesting because, you know, the spokesperson, like I said, she was 600 pounds, 29 years old. She died. They've had two people coming in actually have heart attacks, eating their single bypass burgers and their triple bypass burgers, you know, and the Guinness World Book of Records, hey, they're in there.
Yep. Heart attack grill.
Heart attack grill. We've heard a Heartbreak Hotel, now we heard a heart attack grill. My goodness. But moving on to something else that caught my attention, Motor Mouth, in the news. Mm-hmm. I was a previous lawyer reader of Essence magazine, and I don't know if many people are familiar with Essence, but I read Essence from the first cover, the first time that they released it. And I found it was interesting to me because at the time it was the only magazine that was aimed and geared at the needs of African American women. Okay, so what was interesting, what's going on over at Essence, in 2005, Susan Taylor, who used to be the editor-in-chief at Essence,
right, and
she did a great job. She used to write columns that were inspirational and motivational, just positive. Anyway, she resigned, and as a result of that, she resigned because Essence was taken over by a company that was no longer African-American.
Right, okay.
Okay, so, you know, that happens.
That's the way the ball rolls.
Yeah. But what made Essence back in the headlines again this week was the managing editor is actually a guy that is Caucasian.
Uh-huh.
He's also affiliated with Time, you know, the Time magazine.
Right.
Now,
okay.
He actually had someone to go and find his information on Facebook. They found his Facebook page. Here we go with Facebook again, you know. Facebook is in the news. Anyway, this guy had a private Facebook page, private. And someone, a friend, a confidant, you know, so-called friend of his, went to the Facebook page and copied his information because they said it was racist.
Okay.
Okay. Copied it and sent it to this website called Journalisms. Now, what they considered racist was, on this guy, his name was Bullardick. Okay, he's calling civil rights leader Al Sharpton a race pimp.
Okay.
He's calling President Barack Obama a radical. And he's also complaining about the videos by Andrew Breitbart, who's also the guy responsible for getting, remember USDA official Shirley Sherrod came out and she got fired and they had this big thing about that?
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, he attacked that situation. And he also attacked Attorney General Eric Holder, who's also in the Obama camp.
Right, okay.
And when I first read the article, I'm like, okay, so he attacked, da-da-da-da-da. And then I went and looked visually and saw what he had on his Facebook page. Yeah, it was problematic. But anyway, they called him out because it was, he's right-wing, conservative, ultra-conservative. And there was racist Facebook comments on the, on his private Facebook page.
Yeah, okay.
But it reflects on Essence because if he is the manager, the editor, and this is a magazine that's still supposed to be focused on women of color, you know, the two just don't go together. So what's your comment on that, Motor Mouth? What do you think?
Well, I look at it like this here, you know, kind of like those Secret Service men, you know. Mm-hmm. Either you give the guy a full line of duty or what he can do, what he can't do.
Yeah.
What he do on his off time on the Facebook is his business and everything, and I really don't see nothing wrong with it.
You don't?
No, I really don't, you know, because, I mean, it's nothing to, I mean, it's just like, I mean, Al Sharpton, if they want to call him a race pimp, they can call him a race pimp because, I mean, it's all right because he go in where he is needed. You know, that's the bottom line, you know. And however they want to classify it, let them classify it whichever way they want to classify it because it didn't say he was a black race pimp. He didn't say he was a white race pimp. He just said race pimp.
Well, you had to visually see the thing.
I understand what you're saying, but, you know, I'm just going to play devil advocate here, you know. I mean, because there's enough stuff going on in the street right now that, oh, this little stuff don't matter to me none at all. I mean, it just was the debris. I mean, we got bigger fish to hook and hang and skin and clean, going on, in our community. And this is something that if people really want to say something about it, they should put something up and show by just shutting down Essence,
True.
Or, the magazine, because ain't nobody put a gun. I mean, there's no gun up to nobody's head.
You don't have to subscribe to Essence.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But I think what bugs me about it, it's like I said, Essence is the only magazine really. I mean, there's Sister to Sister, there's a few out, but it's still.
But, I mean, what's the difference from any time they take over something that we have? That blacks have in publication, and they take over to the other side, it always change.
I didn't say the magazine changed.
But the contents of it changed.
This is just my opinion.
This
is just my opinion.
But you just mentioned they have a man and a woman place trying to tell a black woman.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's what I'm saying.
I would not want to subscribe to a magazine that was geared at everything for African American women: lifestyles, health, education, culture. I mean, it is a full service. At least it was when I subscribed, and I subscribed
but
to
I mean,
it for
the
years.
format changed. That's what I'm saying. It always changed.
The format didn't change.
The format
on the
changed.
outside.
The format changed on the inside when a man started telling a woman
Exactly.
what she wants. That's
Exactly.
a change in the format.
Thank
I don't
you.
care how you're looking at it.
And that's why, to me,
you know what I'm saying? That's a big, major change.
I'm not disagreeing with you,
I'm not saying you are, but
all
I'm just
saying is this. Okay, it's one thing you have a man that's over a female-oriented magazine. He's not black, so he can't relate on any capacity. And on top of it, I don't think the demographics for Essence readers are ultra-conservative. I just think the two would clash. That's just my opinion. Now, it's one thing if you don't know, but I guess it's another if you do know. And you're right. It's up to the readers to stand up and, you can drop your subscription. I dropped mine and moved on. I missed it, but I dropped it.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
And it's debris, but, if you're into Essence, it's more than debris, Motormouth.
I just say like this here, once it change hands, it'll change hands. That's all I can say.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of debris,
Yeah.
okay. Something else that I thought was interesting in the news, I'm like, oh my goodness, this poor woman. There is a woman, her name is Iris Dickerson. She's in Chester County, South Carolina. Now, Miss Dickerson, I did mention debris. She's dealing with more than debris. She's dealing with biosolids. What's going on is the county in Rock Hill, they contract with a company called Synagro. Okay, what Synagro does is they take what's called biosolids, which is human. How can I put it?
Feces.
Nicely? Okay, right.
Yeah,
human waste, feces. Call it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And they claim that they mix it with chemicals and agents to make it safe. So-called safe. I'm like, we've heard this before, and they spread it on fields. Now the problem is this lady. They spread it on the field right next to her house. Okay. And the smell is so strong, the lady can't live in the house. I mean, it's making it unlivable pretty much. And she has a daughter with asthma. And the lady was saying, Miss Dickerson was saying the only reason she even knew what the smell was because and then on top of it, she served as a captain in Afghanistan. So this lady comes back to the States, comes back home, minding her business, living her life with her daughter, and can't even go outside without smelling human waste spread on farmland next to her. So she's trying to get help.
Well, I hope she gets some help, because, that's something that's old, been going on for a long time. They do over 49 million acres a year.
That is ridiculous.
Throughout the world, okay? Now, you're talking about that stuff now. They've been doing it for years. Now, imagine the food that we're getting from overseas, that we see food from Vietnam, China, Indonesia, and they've been using that practice for a long, long time. And another thing that they haven't talked about, and I've been, I looked at the article that you're talking about, but did you know there's 2.2 million people that die of that every year?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised.
That's what it is.
Because Synagro is saying they spread 1,200 tons of biosolids a year, and they spread it at the request of farmers, and they give it away for free. That says something, too.
Yeah.
Because if it was something that had some value to it, they surely wouldn't be giving it away for free.
Well, it do got value to it.
Right.
For the pharmaceutical companies, you get ill. So
But
therefore,
this lady shouldn't have to subject
I agree.
herself
I agree
or her
with
daughter
you.
to that. That's
Yeah, I
ridiculous.
mean, they shouldn't even have to be around it. They should have brought her land up and just
Yeah.
plow her land down
Yeah.
and continue to fertilize. I mean, that's what they should do with everybody that within their proximity that they're going to use this type of fertilizer.
True.
Yeah.
Well, you know them, the city manager, they always trying to say they're saving money. They say they're saving the taxpayer money by avoiding the high cost of hauling the waste to a landfill and they're giving it back to the environment. And they claim that it's free from chemicals. I'm like, I doubt that, but
Yeah, but as I say, in the third world countries and everything, where we're getting a lot of our crops from, they use this for fruit and vegetables. So it make you wonder, twice of what you're eating once you start doing your little research.
Well, Miss Dickerson, I'm feeling for you, girl.
Yeah,
All
I hope
know,
you get some help there.
she needs to get on it and just get the word out because I don't think it's fair for her. You're right, Motormouth. It would have been nice. It would have been the professional, nice, considerate, right thing to do. To make just make an offer and buy her house,
And what she might need to do is, if nobody here locally is willing to help her,
call
or anything,
her senator, call her legislature, just keep going.
deal with the World Health Association. They call themselves WHO, and they've been dealing with this matter for a long time and trying to bring some justice to it.
Yeah, but the utilities director in Rock Hill is saying that DHEC and the EPA have regulated it.
Yeah,
so they're cool with it.
Yeah.
You know what I think they should do? They should go to this guy's house and spread it next door to his mailbox.
Yeah, let him smell it.
Let him see how safe it is.
Let him walk out the door and say, "What the is that?"
The way this lady described the smell, I don't even think she has to walk her door to smell it, okay?
No, it got me coughing already.
But I'm thinking skin, and then, too, I did a little research on Senegal, and it's interesting to me. There's people in Detroit that have had the same problem with the same company. And you can, do a little research yourself. They're complaining about skin lesions, upper respiratory illnesses, and all kinds of medical complaints due to that same so-called biosolids that they're dumping.
Really, because when you think about it, okay, they're using it as a fertilizer, okay?
True.
So that means it got to be irrigated, water and everything, so the irrigation drain off.
Oh, gosh.
So, there's a lot of stuff that's going on that, is not being, and then they're going back into the water system.
Yeah.
So, as I say, as I was looking at the,
I wonder if she
World
have city water.
Health
I just thought
Organization,
about the water.
break it down pretty much about how the circulation of this stuff is going on and the different type of illnesses, the type of symptoms that's being presented with the people who's around it or who have consumed the food. Because a lot of times, you might eat something and you get a funny bowel movement or something going on or whatever. Hey.
Okay, Motorman.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You got to be careful because they talk about the different type of diarrhea issue related diseases that come along with this. Yeah, so
well, I just thought about. I'm like, oh my goodness, this lady's in a situation. She's inviting anybody that thinks it's okay to come down.
And check this
She's
here.
invited him to camp out in her front yard.
And check this, what they say.
What?
Organic food is the most common source that is using it.
Okay.
People, organic farmers. They are the number one consumer of using this fertilizer.
Well,
so think about your organic foods.
But I'm assuming the organic foods will be fertilized with common that kind of stuff.
They just say organic.
Oh, I don't
Okay?
know anything about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, Miss Dickinson said anybody thinks it's okay, she's inviting anybody to come camp out right in her front yard.
Yeah.
I still think they should go, like this city official who's saying the smell could be strong, but it's not that much different than the smell of turkey.
They need to drop it off in his front
Need to
yard,
drop it off in
backyard,
his
side
front
yard. On both sides of the back and the front.
Since he thinks he doesn't smell it, all right.
And the rest of his neighborhood.
Anyway.
See what they got to say.
That's what I think.
They say, you better get this out of here.
But speaking of food and fertilizer and all that fun stuff, I don't want to keep harping on the meat industry, but the more I try to move on to other subjects, it's like every week something else comes up. Here we go again. All right. The USDA has decided to let the chicken industry self-regulate itself. How's that for food for thought?
Well,
Self-regulate itself. Okay. As if we didn't have enough problems before with inspectors in there.
yeah.
Their goal, and why is this a big thing? Okay. Right now, chicken is the top selling meat in the United States.
By
it's
far.
Number one. Yep. The average American eats 84 pounds of chicken a year. Right now, as a nation, we consume more chicken than beef or pork or any other kind of meat.
And we're talking about a melting pot nation, okay?
Yep. Yep. And it's interesting, even on pizza, right now, chicken on pizza is more popular than pepperoni. It's
Yeah.
interesting to me. So anyway, the USDA decided they're going to make a fundamental change in the way that the chicken and the poultry makes it to the American dinner table. The government plans to end their debate on cost cutting. And what they want to do, they want to implement this new plan by the end of the year. And, of course, it's supposed to be to save money. It always is, right, Motormouth?
Yep. They're always looking at a way to save that
Yep.
money.
So what they want to do, they want to turn over the role of inspecting the chicken to the companies that produce the birds for sale. And by doing this, they plan on saving $85 million over a three-year period. And, of course, they're going to lay off over 1,000 government inspectors. And when they lay off the inspectors, they want to turn over their inspectors' duties to company monitors who work for the poultry process, who already work on the poultry processing line in plants across the country.
You know what that's going to mean.
That's going to be a hot mess.
But you know what? I really think like this here.
Mm-hmm.
Obama said he was going to increase some jobs or generate some jobs, okay? How much money you say they're going to save?
They're saying they're going to save $85 million over 3 years, but check this, Motormouth. That's the USDA. The USDA plans on saving $85 million over a 3-year period, okay?
$85 million.
$85 million, all right? Now, the poultry company, you know, Tyson, all the guys, it's only really like a handful that really on a grand scale produce poultry and chicken anyway.
Mm-hmm.
They expect to save more than $250 million every year.
Okay.
Okay? And to check this, though, in exchange for this, they also plan on speeding up the processing line, okay? They're going to speed up the processing of all these chickens.
But I'm just saying, there's some jobs that could be created right there.
Yeah, it could.
You know, to protect the people.
True.
You know, for healthy standards, since they're not enough, because at one time I heard there was not enough regulators or inspector to regulate what's going on.
But see, that's not going to work because they're going to get rid of the inspector.
Right, so there's not going to be none to regulate.
What they plan on doing, they plan on having, let me get it straight now, they plan on having one inspector, one. That's it. One inspector at the end of the line.
They got to have a hologram on this man,
now
like about 40, 50 million hologram for people think they see him, but...
And see what they're using now, right now, a traditional poultry line, you know, they're processing all this chicken, moves at a maximum of 90 chickens a minute. That's a lot of chicken. Yeah. 90 chickens per minute, and they have 3 inspectors on the line. So they want to double the speed, and they want to get to the point they process 175 birds a minute, and they're going to have 1 inspector at the end of the line.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, how you think that's going to, what do you think is going to happen when this happens? Oh, my goodness.
You know, yeah. And then already, you know, with all the penicillin, steroids, and all this other stuff that's going on,
yeah,
you know, it's just going to be a big problem.
That's a lot of speed. And even if they have one inspector in the line, they're doubling the amount of meat that they were processing. What can this one inspector really do?
Okay,
I mean, come on.
But more than, I mean, I'm with you on that. You know, I just want to use this phrase, and I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you on anything.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you talk about speeding that up,
you're going to double it.
Think of the chemicals and everything that they're going to be injecting these animals with in order for to have that fast growth spurt.
I think I'm vegetarian.
Because that means you got to have more livestock to be able to put down that
double.
change line.
Right.
Yeah,
I thought about that too.
Yeah, you know.
Where are they going to get all this chicken from all of a sudden? Where they going to double what they're producing
so
now?
if you're getting that much going down the line, and then, you know, again, kind of like the sludge we were just talking about.
Right.
You got the animals being in that because they don't move at all now, really. So, I mean, it's just going to be more of a problem, health issue.
It's going to be interesting.
You know, there's no way they're going to decrease the health issue. They're going to increase.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where they're getting the, but that's a good money that they lobbying to get this done.
You can say that again.
Yeah.
But I just did a little quick thing to do some research to see, the salmonella outbreak, because it seems like lately it's been more like beef. Not salmonella, but it's been more of a problem with the beef lately. But I digress because, okay, in 2010 it was a record year according to the Watch group. Anyway, they actually have people that watch and monitor all this stuff. We need it though. But it said in 2010 it was a record year for salmonella infection. Okay, record year. And in 2011 we saw 103 poultry, egg, and meat recalls because of disease-causing bacteria. And that was the most we've ever had recalled in a 10-year period.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine what's going to happen or what they plan on doing by the end of the year.
Well, also in the new guidelines that they got, they got it to the place where they're trying to get the veterinarian to be able to use antibiotics,
veterinarian?
Yes, for the idea of this growth and everything, because that's in order to trying to keep healthy livestock, they got to treat the problem.
So what do you mean they're going to have them? What can you do? Are they going to inject more stuff in them? Are we not doing enough?
They're going to do that, only when it's necessary to keep animal healthy.
Oh,
the agency also wants
like
to
these people
require
really
the veterinarian to prescribe the drugs. So they want to have the veterinarian be able to prescribe the drugs for the farmers and everything.
So what, we can have cows on Prozac? What is going on? What are you talking about?
You got all kinds
drugs
of
for cows? You're making this up, Motormouth.
You got all kinds of stuff going to go down
You're
here.
making this up.
No, I'm not.
Who's going to drug a cow?
They looking at from the penicillin and everything that they need to do to get these antibiotics in these animals now.
Oh, so that's just wrong. And what the repercussion of that would be, what I'm thinking about?
But what the diseases that you were just talking about, trying to stop.
Whatever goes into that meat is going to end up in your body.
Yes.
Now, that's what's scary about all that. I'm sure they do.
There's no way to drain it back out.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, boy. Well, it's always about trying to save $1. And, and even in this situation, they're claiming that it should be safe, everything will be fine, because it's not about cost cutting, it's about bringing food safety up to date for the American public.
But what's also so funny about the FDA on this, they are asking the pharmaceutical company to voluntarily to keep a stock on the side in order to handle this matter.
Oh my God. Well, according to the National Chicken Council, yes, there's a National Chicken Council. It should be okay, Motormouth, because the USDA inspectors will still be in the plant.
Yeah.
And they're confident that the new inspection system will enable us to bring success and then make them, more efficient in bringing delicious, wholesome, safe food to the American consumers. That would be you and me, Motormouth. That's interesting.
But it's just funny.
It's interesting.
As I said, the FDA hoped that the production that they use increase the weight gain, the accelerated growth, which will help farmers save money by reducing the cost of feed.
I'm going to have to go get me a farm. Just move on out way.
And they hope that
grow my own food and call it a day.
And the FDA hopes that drug makers will phase out the language promoting non-medical use within 3 years.
Where's Peter when you need him?
Hey, Peter ain't never around.
So
you need a Michael Vick for
Where
him.
is Peter? Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, well. We'll see what's going to happen with the new, rules and regulations for monitoring the poultry industry, which is growing more and more. But moving on, but along the same line, we're going to take a quick break. Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a moment. Thanks for watching us. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back in a moment.